Okay, what is up, my YouTube people? This is the Killer Nacho, and I have a battle here with 777 Pokemon Master from the TPX chat. I've been playtesting a Sun team recently because I really always liked the Sun, and I feel like even though I always say it's like the worst weather, it's still pretty darn good in this generation. It was worth me trying to build a team for it. Anyway, so I lead with Foxy Loxy, my Ninetales, and I try to burn him, thinking that he'd either set up Stealth Rocks or try to switch out, but he does not. So now I'm afraid that he's going to Earthquake me, and as you can see, I miss with Will-O-Wisp, and that's just my luck, and he gets Stealth Rocks up first turn, which sucks. But anyway, long story short, I have to switch, and he switches too, and I guess he goes into Clonkadur, which is obviously Guts, so he could take my burn, but I actually switched, so that's pretty nice. I go out into Flower Dino, and I was going to try to set up the Leech Seed on him, but now I'm going to sleep this freaking Celebi, and I am faster because of Chlorophyll, which doubles my speed in the sun, and that is pretty nifty. Anyway, I decide to stay in and try to go Sleep Powder again, because Celebi has Natural Cure, so if he switches out and then goes into somebody else, I could put that to sleep, and that's legal because Celebi wouldn't be asleep anymore, because Celebi always has Natural Cure. But anyway, so I guess he predicted that and stays in, and then he wakes up the turn I go into Ninetales to scare him away, and that really kind of stinks, because now I get paralyzed because he gets the T-Wave off. But anyway, I kind of figure he's going to switch here, so I decide to go for a sub, and it ends up being a great play for me, because he goes out into Clonkadur, and yeah, so this is a Poison Clonkadur, and I know at the very worst, as long as I don't get Parahacks, I'm going to get at least one Flamethrower off on him, and he ends up going for the Bulk Up, so I guess he's kind of just hoping for the Parahacks, because, you know, a Flamethrower in the sun, I mean, this is bulky Ninetales, but still, a Flamethrower in the sun is pretty darn powerful, and it's going to be a 2-hit KO, including the Toxic Poison, so I don't know what he was thinking there with the Bulk Up. I guess he was just hoping that I'd get Parahacks eventually. He goes Rock Slide to break the sub, and I don't get Parahacks again, and I was able to take down his Clonkadur, so that's not great for him. He loses that Pokemon, and that sucks. So yeah, his Shofu goes down, and yeah, so Foxy Loxy's still pretty nice except for the Paralyze. So he goes out into Salamence, and I'm like, holy crap, this sucks. So I was kind of staying in, trying to see what this guy does, and I also kind of wanted to get the burn off on him, because it appears like this may be a mixed Salamence. I don't know, just because that's what I always see lately, and yeah, so I just set up the Will-O-Wisp. At the very worst, it's just, you know, dang it. Continuous damage. Each turn, he takes damage from that. So he goes Draco Meteor. I do survive, get off the burn. That's kind of nice, and he's going to finish me off now. But now he has -4 special attack. He does have a Life Orb, so he's not locked into it, as you saw. So that's kind of strange. But anyway, I know he's at -4, so I'm going to go out into Inferno, which is my Heatran. And the reason Heatran's in this team is because I actually really struggled with other fire types when I was playtesting, so I'm like, F that, I'm just going to put Heatran in. And this is like my Scarf Heatran from the day, renamed to Inferno. And yeah, Scarf Heatran is still good, in my opinion. But anyway, he goes out into Blissey to take the Hidden Power Ice, pretty smart move. And now he's going to go Seismic Toss on the switch. He ends up Seismic Tossing my Venusaur, which is unfortunate to say the least. And yeah. So any switch, I am going to go for the Leech Seed, I think, or maybe not. I don't remember. No, I'm going for the Sleep Powder, because his Celebi is no longer asleep. So I go for the Sleep Powder, put the Celebi back asleep, and I'm going to switch out now, because Flower Dino can't do, you know, crap to another grass type. I mean, that actually is a pretty nice set. It's actually, as you can see, it's kind of like a tankish Venusaur, but in the sun, I can also use Growth, which gets my special attack +2 and just goes Solar Beam. So even though I don't actually use Solar Beam in this battle, which is unfortunate, it's actually like a really bulky sweeper. It can be, because, you know, with the insane speed, and after a single Growth, Solar Beam's still going to do a whole lot. But anyway, I'm just going to go out into Fortress, basically my Bronzong, so I can set up Stealth Rocks. I just want them set up, and this thing is asleep, so that's kind of good. He goes for the Hidden Power. I would guess that's Fire, since it's neutral against Nidoqueen. And yeah. So he's going to go Grass Knot now, but this is actually a specially bulky Nidoqueen, and there is 2 reasons I have this on here. One, it has Flamethrower, because it's actually a Sheer Force Nidoqueen, and I know everyone loves Sheer Force Nidoking, but I've discovered that I wanted a little extra bulk in this team, and there was Yeah, so I decided to go Sheer Force Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen is pretty darn awesome because of its better defenses. So anyway, he goes out into Blissey to take my other Flamethrower, because my first Flamethrower did not finish the Celebi, and this is exactly what I wanted, because I carry Toxic Spikes on this guy, and I carry Toxic Spikes very specifically for giant walls like Blissey. So now that he's in Blissey, I don't think Blissey can obviously kill me in one turn. He tries to go Toxic. I guess he was predicting my switch, but I made a great play there, set up the first layer of Toxic Spikes, which means this turn I'll be able to guarantee set up the second layer, so no matter what, his Natural Cure Pokemon, Celebi and Blissey, who I normally wouldn't be able to get Toxic Poisoned efficiently, that means they're going to get Toxic Poisoned on switch-in every time they come in, so that was really crucial. He makes a pretty good play. He switches in Swampert, which is going to scare Nidoqueen away, and it also gets normal poison on Swampert, because I didn't have the second layer up. So that's not so bad, because at least he doesn't have Toxic Poison on Swampert. So yeah, I'm going to go out into Fortress predicting the Earthquake, and it is an Earthquake, and that's pretty good for me. So now I am going to set up the Reflect, because I really have nothing better to do with Fortress right now, and I don't know what he's going to do. So I go set up the Reflect, basically for no reason, I think. And he goes Roar, so now he's going to try to Roar me out, I guess try to get some Stealth Rock damage on people, not let me switch in who I want to. And I get switched into Nidoqueen, and even with the, because this is specially bulky, even with the Reflect, I'm not looking forward to taking an Earthquake, and I thought he'd try it, so I decided to go out into Venusaur, but he ends up roaring again, so this is not really great for me, because he's going to roar and get some more damage on my Pokemon with Stealth Rocks. He ends up roaring me into Heatran, and I really can't stay in with Heatran, because I'm not going to be able to kill the Swampert, obviously, and I want to take an Earthquake on freaking Heatran even less. So I go out into Flower Dino again, hoping he'd just go Earthquake, because I know Earthquake will do squat to Flower Dino with a Reflect up, but he just switches too. And he ends up going out into Salamence, which is a pretty nice play for him. And at this point, I'm thinking he'll go either Draco Meteor or Earthquake, predicting Heatran. So I decide to go out into Bronzong, who can take either. And after that, I just kind of have to hope this Salamence doesn't have Fire Blast. And I kind of suspect it does, because most do. And I know Fire Blast are going to take down Fortress, but I just didn't want to risk it. I mean, at this point, Bronzong already set up the Stealth Rocks, and I really don't need it for anything. So if he does have the Fire Blast, I'm just going to let him take down Bronzong, and he does, so that kind of stinks. I would have been nice to switch in Heatran there, predicting Fire Blast, but if he just went Earthquake again, I would have been really, really, really sad. In any event, his Salamence is going to die to the Life Orb / Burn. My Reflect wears off, which sucks because Bronzong just died. And he is going to switch into Magnezone while I switch into Venusaur, which is actually a pretty nice switch for me. Because Magnezone is a Steel type, he's the only Pokemon that isn't going to get Toxic Poisoned on switch-in, so I decide, you know what, I'm just going to go for the Sleep. And hoping that he'd, stay in, over predicting. And he does stay in, so I get the Sleep off on Magnezone, and now I want to switch into Heatran, hoping it doesn't get the first turn Wake, so I can, scare this thing away with Fire Blast, and in the sun, Fire Blast is pretty darn strong. Anyway, he ends up waking up first turn, which is that was just, I was pretty pissed, actually. So he gets the Thunderbolt off. He doesn't quite kill me, but, I'm really low now. So I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast on the switch, and not only does he get the first turn Wake, but I end up missing the Blissey. And I know, it is a Blissey, but at the same time, it is a Fire Blast in the freaking sun. It should do some decent damage. But anyway, so I switch out here because I'm stupid. Basically, I thought I'd be able to live another Stealth Rock hit. I mean, I calculated it right. It's just that I forgot that Heatran was actually neutral to Stealth Rock. For some reason, I thought he resisted Stealth Rock, but that's stupid because he's part fire, and I should have realized that. But I switch out Heatran, and that's dumb because he's going to die on switch-in, but whatever. So he goes for the Seismic Toss, and I'm just going to set up Leech Seed. I know he's probably going to stay in and kill me, but this is actually really good because I need to set up this Leech Seed in order to get a basically a free setup with the Pokemon that might win me the match. And people who know it, saw it in the team maybe, yes, I am bringing back an old favorite, Rhyperior, and it is the right one, as you can see. People watching my old videos probably get the reference, but in any switch, I go out into Rhyperior. He has a Leech Seed on, so he basically has to switch, and that's going to give me a free Rock Polish, which will make him which will make myself faster than anything on his team. So I set the Rock Polish. He goes into Celeb. I do have a Mega Horn, which is X4 effective against Celebi, so I know I can take this thing out, and that's what I decide to do. Just go for the Mega Horn. I just want to get the Rhyperior sweep to finish off this match, because I have a Rock Polish. Polish, and his team is pretty darn weakened with the Toxic and the Stealth Rocks and all that good stuff. So here he kind of makes like a poor play. He goes into Blissey. He really should have went into Swampert. He said that he, yeah, I guess he said that he, I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe he was just wanting me to get more Life Orb damage because he was afraid he wouldn't be able to kill me in one hit or something. I'm not really sure. But yeah, he goes out into Swampert now, and he's going to... I'm just going to go for the Earthquake. I don't think I can kill this in one hit. I killed Blissey in one hit, but Swampert's a little more physically bulky, and he goes for the Ice Beam, so I'm like, okay, Ice Beam, I could probably survive this with my Solid Rock ability, right? No, because he gets a crit, and that really kind of sucks, but whatever. Rhyperior goes down, and, but at this point, I think I have the match anyway. I end up going into Heatran first because I wanted to lock myself into Earth Power for the win, but that's failed because I die, and that sucks. So, yeah, at least I have Nidoqueen, and as long as he doesn't have a, I think a super effective move against my Nidoqueen, even if he does have like the Hidden Power Ice, I think I can survive one hit from Magnezone, even if he's faster. So I just go for the Earth Power to finish off the Swampert, and he has Magnezone left, and, well, let's see. Let's see what he does. He's going to outspeed and go for the Flash Cannon, which is a stab move, but because of my special bulk on this Nidoqueen, I do take it pretty nicely, and I'm able to get off the X4 effective Earth Power for the win. So that was a great game, 777 Pokemon Master. As you can see, Sun teams don't totally fail. In fact, I probably will use this team sometime in the future because, I don't know, it's just kind of like a fun team. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was. I mean, sure, I had some hardships, you know, trying to set up the team. Actually, like I said, building this team, the most problem I had was other fire types, because they kept ruining my team. I tried to experiment with, like, water types, so that didn't really work, so I'm actually kind of happy with it, what it is right now, and did pretty well against this team. It's nice to use Rhyperior again. You know, it's just nice to use old favorites combined with, you know, new stuff. And even though I still feel the Sun is by far weaker than Sandstorm and Water, although it's probably stronger than Hail, but yeah, even though I feel that, it's still a fun team to use. Alright guys, today's question of the day has to do with the Sun, since I was using a Sun team. What is your favorite Pokemon, besides Ninetales, obviously, because everyone will say Ninetales, but what's your favorite Pokemon to use in a Sun team, besides Ninetales, because you kind of need Ninetales to set up the permanent Sun? As for me, I like Venusaur because Venusaur is just ridiculous in the Sun in this generation. Not only does he get Chlorophyll as a hidden ability from the Dream World, he also gets a boost to Growth, which now gives him +2 special attack. I didn't get to showcase this in this battle, but it's still a pretty nice boost. And as soon as you get a single Growth in the Sun, he can start sweeping guys with Solar Beam. I decided against using my, Sweeper Venusaur because I discovered I needed more bulk in this team, so I decided to use a more defensive one that still abused Solar Beam and Growth. But yeah, just leave a comment about your favorite Sun Pokemon, and I will see you guys next time. Alright, peace out.